So, welcome to the fourth episode of Vantage Voices. I am Rachel Barclay, the CEO and founder of Vantage. And with us today, we have Erica Carraway, who is the CEO of Key Wellness. And also, Erica, why don't you go into a little bit about what you're doing with Vantage?
For Vantage, I have came on as strategic partnerships and marketing. So running everything from website to social media, bringing on influencers, ambassadors, and just building the brand from the inside using all the social media platforms, all the tech, and then also events, all the social stuff.
And she also did my hair.
And I am
Look at
Rachel's
it.
hairstylist.
It looks better when she did it. It looked better when she did it. And also, she's not accepting any of the clients. But I just want you to know that this is why it looks like this. Yeah. And then, Erica, can you go into a little bit about Key Wellness and all of the companies that serve different purposes underneath that?
Yes, of course. So Key Wellness is an umbrella. The purpose of it is to create more modernized wellness opportunities for people. It kind of stemmed from my own wellness journey, which is, I feel like, the best way to build a business is something you have experience in and have knowledge from that like experimental way, not just book savvy or, that I do have a degree as well, but that's like not why I built this business. So under it, the first baby of Key Wellness was Alt Coffee. And so that is a coffee alternative with all type of herbs and goods and two main mushrooms, reishi and lion's mane. And so that is kind of where I started. And I built it for myself as a way of changing small habits in my life on my journey of reversing my diabetes. So it became my replacement for coffee, which is something I know I'm going to do every day. Like that's just already a habit. And so when I was on that journey of reversing my diabetes, I changed some of those habits that are already ironed in my brain and replaced them with something healthy. So that's how Alt got started. And from that, I build escape retreats, which are retreats designed to connect people through astrology. So it's connect and heal people through astrology. So it's how it works is you would take an assessment. We'd find out kind of what you're trying to heal or what you're having issues with, and then find those placements in your birth chart and then connect it to the retreat that you would go to. And then those retreats are designed on basic earth elements, so water, fire, earth, and air. And then we stem that all down to where we think you would get the best results. Then there is Shift, which is my marketing agency. And that is just about 2 years old. And that's kind of the partnership that I'm creating with Vantage is Shift and Vantage will work together as the marketing platform for that brand, for the Vantage brand. And then from there, Shift turned into Control. If you haven't guessed by now, all of these are key on a keyboard. So
good.
It makes it endless for me to keep creating, which is my thing. It makes it, and well, I mean, I could keep
We
going.
need a function.
I need a function.
Command.
Command's a good one too. See,
Yeah,
it just keeps
no
going.
more
It's fun.
no more new ideas yet.
And then
it's
it
so
makes
good.
the marketing easy too, because I just copy the button and that's the logo.
Mm-hmm.
But Control is the latest baby and it is just in the beginning stages. And that is going to be a creative marketplace for people to exchange their talent, their skills for equity in the businesses that they're working with. And the reason I created that is being a creative, working with creatives all the time. That's everybody's main thing is like the job is just for that moment, for that contract. And then you build this brand and you help this company to go on and make millions and, give away stock and equity and all of that. And then that creative who was like one of the core people is just on the hustle for the next job. So this marketplace creates that match opportunity for small businesses to partner with these creatives on a long-term basis. So it gives this kind of like safety net, but then it also gives creatives the opportunity to have, equity in businesses and create economic power for themselves outside of just the constant, contract pay. And then it also frees up those small businesses from having to go get bank loans or having to be approved for loans to get their business started. Because that's what happens, right? You either give an investor equity or you own or owe money to a bank for getting a loan, and then you use that money to go hire creatives. At some
Hmm.
point in your business, it's going to be evident that you're going to need to scale. And part of that scaling is building a marketing team, getting photographers, getting, brand deals, finding someone that's going to run your social media, your web. Like you can start off small, but it's going to grow. And so this is an opportunity for people to kind of give creatives more skin in the game.
I
And
love it.
I'm just stopping there. Control is probably going to be the last business for a while. Um, I'm pretty tapped out.
I think that for those who are watching who haven't met Erica, you can see why we're so lucky to have her. And Erica and I started working with each other both at the Columbia Tower Club. And it was very clear when I was there that no matter how big my vision one was within those four walls, that none of it was big enough to even try to contain Erica's vision for what she wanted to do. Which is great because it couldn't contain mine either. And that is not a diss to anyone. It's just a sign.
Yeah.
And the way Vantage works, I mean, oh my gosh, we have all these senior professionals, these professionals just starting out with Erica and people in your network, Erica, the creatives that Vantage is looking to pair. Right. And so I think it's a really awesome partnership that we have going on. If anybody was present at the launch on Thursday, July 23rd, Erica, you were throughout every fiber of that launch party. And I just want to thank you again. I know I've already said thank you like 25 times, but
A million times.
a million too many times. But really, it's like the relationships, right? Like I have a lot of relationships, but my relationships and your relationships and the relationships of everybody else in that room are really, it made it come to life. And it was really amazing to see. And we've only just begun.
I know.
So let's say in one sentence, now knowing everything that we know about Key Wellness and all of those things that you're doing, who do you help and what changes for them when you do?
Ooh, I would say I am a brand developer.
Mm,
And that's like the small piece of a really big scope. But it's like the most important piece because you have to be able to get to square one and build every single time if you're going to be an entrepreneur and a creative is like square one can't be scary for
mhm.
for everybody who wants to keep creating and then something starts working and then they feel like they're stuck with that because it gets successful. Like I kind of go against that. And so I help people to get over that fear and to also go against that feeling of like I can't create something else because I made something successful already. So I got to do this one thing for forever.
Yeah, we don't do one thing. At least you and I don't.
No, we tried.
We tried, we
We have
failed.
tried. It was called a
And
dream.
not all failure. You know what? Failure, you call it failure, I call it opportunity. So
Very much so.
most people build one business, but you built an ecosystem, which you went in depth about. And you're listed in the directory. Obviously, you're a preferred vendor. I think Key Wellness is in there, but we have to get all the smaller ones in there
Yeah.
because when people use the AI concierge, so let's say you're watching this and you're like, "Ooh, I have a company. I need an artist. I need to do this." You can type that into our AI concierge, and people like Erica will show up with their businesses and how. So that's just one way that you can look to connect Advantage. So you kind of went into it a little bit, but what is the thread that connects all of it, and what did you see? Because it's, to me, it's, and what I understand about Key Wellness is sort of how I feel about Vantage and Savvy is, I created these business because I saw the opportunity, but they all support one another, right?
Yeah.
And then through all of them, you support others, like the creatives that you're talking about, connecting with business owners and
Right.
those looking to scale. So we know you created it and we know why alt came about, but why not just settle with the alt in one of the other businesses? Why do all of them? What is, because it's a large task, right? And you're a
It's a
mom
large.
of two incredible girls and you're
Yeah.
busy. So
Yeah.
what's the why behind why you are putting so much of yourself into what you've built?
I think there's something really special about when you cross over from supporting brands and company to being a brand and company. That kind of gives it lengthens that string, right? So you're not really working for one cause because you're working in inspiration of your journey and your journey is ever evolving. So I wanted to give myself the opportunity to kind of just remove that ceiling and say that if it becomes a part of my story, it can become a part of my brand, which will become a part of my ecosystem of businesses.
Yeah. I love that. It's like take off the door. There are no limits.
Right.
It's like dream big. And you're so organized that, I mean, as your businesses continue to grow and you continue to meet people, you have a degree. Can you tell us a little bit about the degree that you have?
Science, the American College of Healthcare Sciences.
And my controversial question is, and just because we know this to be true, right? What do you think the wellness world is getting wrong, and what does the real thing look like?
Boom. I think it's hard for me to imagine what it looks like because it's kind of in a stage right now where things are happening, but so much is in development. So, the things that are available to us right now will expand. Like we can see that from people, I mean, from the bigger companies kind of taking a bite of that. And, you have Starbucks that now has like protein that you can put into your coffee. They have all these, they're expanding their alternatives all the time. And it's like before, all you saw was like you either get a Starbucks coffee or a Tazo tea, So,
Mhm.
and now you got all kind of matchas, they're bringing lavenders and, all of that comes with that shift in this market and in this industry. And I think what they're getting wrong now is they're pulling out the history of it. They're trying to modernize it too much, and it's all kind of surface level. It's not, people are thriving in skincare and talking about skincare and influencers in skincare, but then we're not talking about the imbalance in the body that causes acne, that causes
Mhm.
inflammation. And so getting that science of what people can be doing on the outside and the inside and not forcing everybody to invest on the outside and think that they're going to get unrealistic results, and then
Yeah.
just having that opportunity to be like, what are you missing in your body? I would love for someone to have like a reel on skincare that's telling me like, yes, buy this toner, buy this cleanser, and also take these supplements because
Mhm.
both of them work together.
Yeah, it's the whole thing that's like, some brands and companies do wellness as a decoration,
Hmm.
but not the substance of wellness, which I
Right.
think you understand very much. Even just so like the retreats, right? Like what the wellness of spirit, I think has
Right.
come up a lot in the past few years. And I think
Yeah.
that's Alt. I think Alt has that in its branding, right? You can tell that you had to the branding because Alt is the experience and what it does for you, not just what's in it, like the ceremony of it all. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah, and all of that is
Yeah.
put into, like, the packaging, it being completely sustainable, down to the ingredients, how they serve the body, how they work together, and then how I present it. Even, the bags are meant to be recycled and the goal of like the packaging is that all of our wellness journeys don't look alike. And so I encourage people to go find vessels of their own, or I thrift them and like polish them up and wax stand them and then with our logo and I'll sell them online. But I encourage people like something that you were going to throw away because it ran out or something, but it's like a beautiful glass or a beautiful jar. Like put your alt in that. Let it be a part of you. Let the thing that is sustaining your body also sustain your story.
Oh, I love that. That's a clip right there. Okay, so now we're going to go into one of the things about you that I admire so much, and it's partnerships. And I think that you see partnership differently than anyone that I've ever worked with.
Yeah.
And because it's not transactional, right? I've worked with so many people, who are just like, okay, people will be like, can you cover this? Can you do this? Will you be here and will you do that? Right. And we all know that it comes down to relationships, but walk me through how you decide who you want to build with, because it's very clear to me, for what my opinion is worth, that nobody's really going to say no to you because you show up for them and you put them in
Yeah.
places to succeed, right? It's not an accident.
Yeah. Right, right.
And so walk me through how you approach those conversations, why you think you are so successful in doing that, and what makes a partnership. And we all know that it's not a logo swap.
I'd like to tell people that like work in marketing or are trying to like self build a business that to be successful in marketing, you have to be successful in being social as well. It's really hard for the introvert to be the front of the brand and represent the brand any chance they get. So for people who have really great ideas but are introverted, those are people that really benefit off building a team first. And I feel like I mastered being social first, and then I build the businesses from being out and seeing kind of what's needed, what could be amplified, what I really enjoy about certain events or, whatever, even
Hmm.
down to branding. Like, I get inspired by what's already out there. And then I kind of like pull in what's unique to me, what's unique to my story, and build that way. And so I feel like all my partnerships are first made by being a social consumer and
Hmm.
going to support other people, see what they're doing, see what their ideas are. And then when I have an idea, I kind of have a list of people I already admire and would love to work with. And then it just kind of builds because I've supported them. It makes it easy for them to support me. And then we feel really like, I mean, it's me and you. It's,
Yeah, yeah.
it's our story. And I just do that all over the place by just building relationships first and then letting the business side of it, the partnership side of it kind of manifest naturally.
Yeah, it's like in practice, it's the give first, which is like the very
Mhm.
core of Vantage in general. There's a lot of
Yeah.
spaces
I
we've
think you put
seen.
that in your speech advantage. And I was like, correct.
Yes, correct. Yeah. There's so many people in the room. I mean, that's how you know is the right people in the room because so many people in the room were like, yes,
Yeah.
please,
Yeah.
someone. We
No,
need
it turned
because
into a
everybody
little
there is
spoken
a
word
giver.
moment.
It did. I was like, oh, is this a word? Did I do
Yeah,
a
no, there was
word?
humming, there was,
There
yes,
was. I was
yes,
like,
yes.
oh, I could be a preacher. No, I couldn't.
Right,
Uh, but
yeah.
no, I couldn't. No, I couldn't. No, but I mean, because I was like, okay, there was a beauty to putting together all those people in the room because I felt like when I looked at them, like, oh my gosh, everybody in this room is like you and I. They're a giver.
Yeah,
They always give
yeah,
first, right? And
yep,
so, what if we all give to each other? Because we need to be stronger because people just
right,
want to take, take, take sometimes. But what if we
right,
can teach that to the rest of maybe rooms that don't have that example and things like that? Yeah,
exactly.
I would just like to say on record that I think partnerships are your superpower. I think the opportunities that
It's
you
so
see,
true.
the relationships that you build, I think that they are definitely something to be admired.
Thank you. It is one of my favorite things to do. It
Yeah, I
really
know.
just
Well, that
I
helps
don't
too,
even
is that
realize
your
I'm doing
passion.
it. Right,
Yeah.
right. I don't realize that I'm doing it until something manifests from it. And then I'm like, "Oh, that I
Hmm.
did put that partnership." But originally
Yes,
that
you
was my friend. You know what I mean?
right,
And so now
right.
it's my friend and business partner. And I mean, like, what better group of people to be working with?
I know. Amen. And so you're building all of this while raising your two girls. And when they are grown and they look at what you've built, what do you want them to take from it? Not the companies, but the lesson.
Yeah. I think it's hard to answer because I feel like they're at the age that they're starting to show me now that they admire certain things about how I just kind of like how I move. They are impressed by like all the different things I do. They like don't even know what to say that I do if someone's like, "What does your mom do?" Everything.
Luna says I
Like,
do
yeah,
this.
what do you need is probably the question. And
Yeah.
so I love that actually. Like, I think during my healing process, I struggled a lot with like not knowing how to title myself
Hmm.
and coming to the conclusion that my title is not one that's probably on Indeed or any other job description, because it's just a connector and a creator. And I see that in them already when their birthday comes up and they want to like plan their party and they want to do little knickknacks. Like my daughter for her last birthday party, one of her ideas was she wanted to give out VIP passes. And I'm like, okay, well, what is the VIP pass supposed to give them access to? And she's like, I mean, everything that they would have access to. I just want everybody to feel like a VIP. And that one hit for me. I'm like, that came directly from me. I'm going to call it that one's mine. Like that I want for everybody. I want everybody to be their best self and to learn something new about them all the time and make it something that is easy to be practiced in their daily lives. If it's showing you that it's good for you, it should be easy for you to do it every day. And I think that they prioritize that already. And so when they look back, all I want them to say is when someone admires something about them is that they learned it from their mom.
I love that. I mean, I can definitely tell they're proud of you. So now we're going to go into the give and the ask. So we'll ask everybody who's on this, which this episode and Vantage Voices in general is one of the really neat ways that we do onboarding, right? So the member onboarding journey doesn't stop with, you paid, you joined, now figure it out. I'll leave
Yeah.
it at that. But there's a questionnaire that you can take. There's the Vantage assessment, but there's also this Vantage Voices. Everybody who joins gets a seat. And we always start with what is something you can give another member just by being who you are?
Confidence.
I agree. I wouldn't have said that, but yes. Sorry. I need to control my response when people give me their answers. But you know what? That wouldn't be authentically me. I agree.
And
The
it probably
confidence.
takes a lot. It's taken a lot for me to say that confidently
I
because
know.
that's not something I always saw in myself.
Mm-hmm.
I think my journey, the people I've connected with, we gushed at each other all on social media the other day where I'm just like, you have spoken life into me when I didn't believe that about myself or when a space affected my confidence in that area. You saw it, you acknowledged it, and you didn't just leave it there, or you didn't, me working for you at that time, you didn't like take it as a disadvantage.
Mm.
It was something that you weren't like, I'm not taking this time in your life as a part of your personality. I know your
Mm-hmm.
personality and I can tell that this is a difficult part of your life right now. And, like I've ran into almost all women, I would say, that have built me up in that way. I was a CEO and founder of salons before COVID, and working for yourself is not confidence building. I think I
Mm.
can say that honestly. It's going to take you through a major look in within.
The
You
ring
know what
of
I mean?
fire.
Instantly redefining your when you are the brand and you get feedback on the brand, it's not like, okay, well, let me just fix how the flowers are arranged. It's fixing, how you are arranged. You're a part of that
Mm.
brand and people are looking at you as so. And so I would say in that period that I worked for other people, which is probably a 4-year period max, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And then I went back to working for
You're
myself.
like, nah,
But
for me.
during that, yeah, I knew it wasn't for me, in the grand scope of things, but I learned so much in those opportunities and I got to work with really amazing people and it built my confidence working with other partnership is what built my confidence, honestly. So yeah, it took me a while to be able to say that confidently, but I feel like people who connect with me, you're going to leave that experience more confident than you came in.
And I think there's something to be said for you're able to help create that confidence in others because usually you build that skill because it's something that you lacked, right? At a
Right,
certain time. So you
right.
understand it in some ways better than anybody. Like you can see it from a mile
Yeah,
away
I
and you
can
know
see it
what
in people.
yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then the ask. I know this is the part that givers are so uncomfortable with, but we know what you can give. We know what you do. What is it that would be helpful for Erica to get from Vantage? What are you looking for? Are there specific opportunities that you're looking for? Are you looking for alt? Are you looking for an investment in any of your businesses? Are you looking for new clients? Things like that.
Say I am always open to more clients for shift marketing, but I really would love to start building the team behind control and that marketplace, which initially my first being a businesswoman, my brain automatically goes to I need to go get funding or I need to go get some sort of loan. And then I had to remember like, okay, what is my why for control?
Mm-hmm.
And it's to prevent that. So it's harder to build a team when you're building it off trust and equity and safe notes and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say Vantage would serve me the best to find me people that are ready to invest their skill and time for the opportunity to build something bigger for creatives and entrepreneurs like us.
And I think there were several people in that room on launch night that would be very
Yes.
excited to partner in that way. So you heard here, if you are a creative and you are looking for some opportunity with some small business owners, Erica is the person to see, or you can always contact me at rachel@joinvantage.co. And then a couple quick fires, and that always rounds out our episode. So what is your drink order besides alt? We all know it's alt.
Okay, are we talking morning or night?
Morning, noon, and night. Why limit yourself?
Okay. I do actually start my day off with alt. Every single morning, I take it with my supplements. And
It's so good.
This is my second cup actually, because
Where can they get alt, by the way?
So you can get alt at Art Noir in the Central District. That is one of our vendors. You can also get it at Lululemon in University Village.
Oh, you're at Lululemon? I knew that. I'm just saying that.
And then we were at Friends Museum in their cafe, and they've taken a little bit of a break for summer, but once it starts getting cold again, we'll be back in Friends Museum. And we're looking for other vendors, other partners. So if anybody out there has a cafe and you want to have an alternative other than matcha, and you want to look into something that's more of like a mushroom tea, herbal mixture, contact me. support@yourkeywellness.com.
And we'll put that in the show notes as well, so people can click directly to it. And then what is the last thing?
We got derailed. Did we do that? Did we answer that?
What?
We got derailed. Did we answer that question?
Oh, we only did the morning one. Yes. What's like noon and then what's evening?
By noon, I'm inhaling water. I try to stick to that. And by the evening, probably a glass of Cabernet or a tea, depending on how much work I have to do.
Yeah, the Cabernet just derails the whole thing for me.
Right. That's if the work is done.
With what is the last thing that genuinely inspired you?
I'm going to share it because I think it's important. I would say the last thing that I learned that started to benefit my career was that sharing my spotlight is a power, and that it doesn't take from you, that it actually fuels you more than you'll ever give it credit for.
Yes, that is a word right there. That's a clip. Oh my gosh, if more people, we could just teach more people that. We will.
We will. Yeah. We have to.
All right. Well, Erica, this is just one of many episodes that we'll be doing. Thank you for being on it. Thank you for believing in me and Vantage and just everything. Thank you. And if you are looking to connect with Erica, you can find it in the show notes. You can also find it on joinvantage.co/podcasts, where Erica's podcast will be posted, and anywhere else you would like them to connect with you.
You can always just email me, or you can follow me on Instagram, Amano Dior, AMANO DIOR. You can follow alt at alt_X coffee. And I think that's it. I haven't built a website for any of the other ones yet.
We always build for others and not ourselves. Maybe I need to build yours and you need to build
I've been building a couple other brands.
Yeah.
Mine is
I
in
understand
the
it. Anybody in marketing and branding and web design will understand that very well.
Right.
All right. Well, Erica, thank you. Have a good rest of your day. And thank you for watching this episode of Vantage Voices. Bye-bye.